L. Carter was a railroad magnate, an entrepreneur at the turn of the last century. And in the early 1900s, he got a search team that was coming to look at sites in East Tennessee to establish a normal school in 1909. To lure them into Johnson City and to hold them there, he gave a 120-acre farm $100,000 $1909, and you know the rest of the story. So his name is on our Railroad Museum. And his Railroad Museum is in one of the older buildings, fittingly, in the center of our campus. And it is a memorial to George L. Carter. And it has lacked one important thing, that tag that one would look at and say, that's the George L. Carter Railroad Museum. We've needed a logo. And we are about to show you our new logo. We have entries behind us, and we have a sponsor that this building is now housing these exhibits in. And I want to introduce you to John McFadden, the director of this bank here. When I approached John, I'd known him for a number of years as a person who has been banking with Tennessee Credit Union for more than 30 years.
Tennessee Credit Union, to have our name connected at all, not only with the university but with the George L. Carter Railroad Museum, is truly an honor and a privilege, and we're thankful that you've given us that opportunity.
Very, very special day. We're a little more than 2 years old, and we're ready for that logo. And we're not going to hold you in suspense any longer. We have three of the four people who emerged to the top out of the entries that we have. Our fourth place winner is a retired school teacher from Hendersonville, Tennessee, a suburb of Nashville. She's 78 years old. She's very active. She's very artistic. Her name is Lillian Brooks, and she was not able to travel here today. She would have been the longest distance traveler. Her third runner-up is here, featuring railroad crossbucks, those important signs that you see at every railroad crossing. And this is a fitting logo entry for our museum. Our second runner-up is also a school teacher, and she's here. This is Sandy Green. Sandy, welcome. Tell us a little bit about it, if you would, please. What inspired that?
Well, I had a grandfather that worked in the railroad. I've got a father-in-law that worked in the railroad. I'm from Irwin originally, and the Irwin history is built around the railroad. That's where it came from.
It's a beautiful piece of work, Sandy. Congratulations. Our first runner-up is from right here in Johnson City. So I don't know what he had to do to get out of the office or out of the house today, but we're very happy that he's here. Our first runner-up is Tommy Tidwell. Tommy, congratulations. Would you show us your winning entry and tell us a little bit about it?
It was done on computer in a graphics package called CorelDRAW. I've been messing around with computers and logos for several years, just sort of a hobby actually. I retired from Eastman as a civil engineering designer over there, so just a lot of fun. So went through the museum for a little inspiration and to see how they did it years ago.
Well, we've held you in suspense long enough. Our grand prize winner, the person whose piece of artwork caught our attention, and we just kept coming back to it. And it's going to make us a logo that we'll be very proud of. And he came all the way from Knoxville to be with us today. I'll introduce you to Philip Brooks. Philip, congratulations. A lot of your work for a long time.
And on behalf of the Credit Union, Philip, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And will you tell us a little bit about your inspiration and how it got to there?
Well, I kept coming back to the part that it is about George L. Carter and his ties to the Clinch Field and also to ETSU. And so what I tried to do was tie in the Clinchfield logo with a portrait of George L. Carter that I drew over from a photograph.
Some great stiff competition in this logo contest. The artwork is so nice. I really hope that I can talk with Tommy and Sandy and get their permission to perhaps reproduce some of their artwork on some T-shirts and some other things that might be connected with the museum. So thank you all again. Appreciate it.